All right, let's get this show started.
Nick Diaz said he'd love a shot at the title against either Islam Makhachev or Khamzat Chimaev. Following a one-year rehab stint in Mexico, Diaz is back in the headlines with his bold claims. He recently stated that he plans to become a world champion, calling it easy money. Now, in an interview with Full Violence, the 41-year-old Diaz said, "I wish they would just give me a title shot. I'd fight Islam or Chimaev. I think I could beat both of them. I could lose too, but I could see myself winning those fights. It's just matchups and fighters. It's coming in with the right formula and fighting the right fight." When asked about his current weight, Nick said, "I walk around pretty heavy. I could fight at 185, but I'd like to fight at 170. Either weight, I don't care." Ilia Topuria is back. After going through a challenging period in his personal life, including a divorce, it seems Topuria is getting back on track. In a new Instagram post, the UFC lightweight contender teased his return, sharing clips from his training session with the caption, "The champ is back." This hints that he could face UFC interim lightweight champion Justin Gaethje sometime between April and June, as Topuria recently revealed. Michael Chandler appears to have finally moved on from a long-anticipated fight with Conor McGregor. After waiting years for the matchup, UFC President Dana White recently shut it down for good, stating that the fight has expired and will not happen. Now, Chandler has shifted his focus elsewhere. In a recent interview with MMA Junkie, Chandler set his sights on Max Holloway, predicting that Holloway will defeat Charles Oliveira at UFC 326 and then defend the BMF title against him at the upcoming UFC White House event.
Holloway versus Oliveira at UFC 326, this BMF title fight. Who do you think leaves with that BMF belt?
I got my eye on that one, man, because I think Max gets the win. I do. I think Max gets the win. I think Oliveira is coming off of a pretty devastating knockout and turned around real quick, jumped into another training camp. And, I got my eyes set on that BMF belt, if Max wins. So we'll see. It is historic. And it's a one-of-one type of event. It will never happen again. Could never happen again, probably. So, it's cool, man. It's a bright future. It's a really, really cool event. It's America's 250th anniversary. So I'm excited about that. So we'll get the matchup set. We'll sign a contract. We'll get our date set. I've already kind of started laying the foundation of a training camp, and I need to start laying the foundation of the visualization of what this thing's going to look like. Because the problem is we don't know what the heck it's going to look like. It's going to be a brand new venue, a brand new everything. So I've never fought with the smell of grass clippings. So we'll see. I gotta get some grass and start sniffing some grass.
The UFC has officially announced its return to Seattle on March 28th, with a stacked card headlined by a middleweight showdown between Israel Adesanya and Joe Pyfer. The co-main event will feature former champion Alexa Grasso taking on surging contender Macy Barber. Also on the card, number 10 ranked heavyweight Marcin Tybura is set to collide with number 14 Walter Walker in a matchup with major implications for the division. Fan favorite Chase Hooper will look to add another signature submission when he faces Lance Gibson Jr. in a featherweight bout. Seattle native Michael Chiesa will compete in front of his home crowd as he squares off with Carlston Harris at welterweight. Dana White's Contender Series standout Mansour Abdul Malik is also scheduled to fight, taking on Yusri Belgarui, while undefeated light heavyweight prospect Navajo Sterling will test his record against Bruno Lopez. Every time fighters step into the octagon, they're putting their lives on the line. UFC middleweight Joe Pyfer recently offered a sobering reminder of that reality. Speaking on the Overdogs podcast, Pyfer recalled a frightening incident involving his teammate Pat Sabatini during a CFFC bout. According to Pyfer, Sabatini's opponent was left in such critical condition that he was clinically dead for a brief period before being successfully resuscitated, narrowly avoiding a tragic outcome.
My teammate killed somebody in the cage. This is why I say, like, people always like, oh, yeah, MMA fighters saying they're going to war. It's like, bro, you could die in there, bro. This shit is not a joke. It's not a game. You know, especially when we got somebody that's really trying to hurt you. Like, my teammate Pat Sabatini's in the UFC, and the guy died and they resuscitated him. He TKO'd him. The guy died and he came back. It was, I think it was in CFFC. This shit was crazy, man.
Bryce Mitchell is back in the headlines once again. The controversial UFC fighter recently appeared on Sneako's livestream, where he opened up about a past relationship and made some wild claims about his ex-girlfriend. According to Mitchell, she was a witch who would steal his hair and use it to make voodoo dolls.
Like, I went to the Middle East and they said that in the barber shops they always sweep up the hair and make sure it's not there, because if they get a piece of your hair, then they can practice magic with that. And then this girl was like, she tried to take a piece of my hair and then bury it with her period blood, and it's disgusting stuff. But that's stuff to look out for. Don't let these girls take your hair.
That's what happened to me. That's what happened to me too with the hair. Because check this out, Sneeko. I had little clues like 3 months before the final demon came out and manifested. She kept dropping clues. So one day she was reading one of those witch books. And I made a joke at her. And I said, "What are you trying to do, summon spells to kill me?" I said, "What are you going to do, take a piece of my clothes?" And she said, "No, that's why I cut your hair, because she used to cut my hair." But she wasn't joking, bro. But I thought at first, I thought she was joking. She cut my hair because she was collecting it, making voodoo dolls. So she probably had a voodoo doll of me and was stabbing it with a knife all day. And that's probably why my back was hurting.
You had back pain back then? You couldn't fight?
I think that's what it was, man.
Fans in the comments were quick to mock Mitchell over his remarks. One fan wrote, "Why am I not even remotely surprised by him saying and believing this? Normal breakup. We're done. Bryce Mitchell breakup. She's stabbing my doll and my spine knows it." Another tweeted, "Wild that this isn't even his craziest quote. We love Bryce. If he loses his next fight, he will blame his ex-girlfriend. I can't believe how many great warriors never made it to the octagon, yet this imbecile did." Arman Tsarukyan has just become the second fighter after Conor McGregor to own a Lamborghini yacht. The UFC lightweight contender shared a video on social media showing himself enjoying a ride aboard the $4 million luxury yacht. PFL lightweight champion Usman Nurmagomedov believes he could make quick work of both Paddy Pimblett and Justin Gaethje. In a recent interview with MMA journalist Islam Babadzanov on the Ushataika YouTube channel, Usman described Gaethje versus Pimblett as looking like two drunk guys fighting and confidently said he would 100% defeat both fighters.
Недавно был чемпионский бой, да, за временный титул в UFC, это Пимблетт и Gaethje, и многие охарактеризовали этот поединок как очень низкоуровневый. Вот представь, если бы ты был, неважно, против одного или против второго, вот в клетке в тот вечер, как думаешь, как бы завершился поединок?
Я думаю, бой закончился бы досрочно 100% с любым из них. Потому что то, как они дрались, как вот, я не знаю, как два пьяных мужика дрались. Но Джастин Gaethje в своей 37 сделал очень хорошую работу, а Пимблетт я никогда не считал бойцом топ-10 даже в UFC.
Bo Nickal still has his eyes on a fight with Colby Covington at UFC White House, though he knows it won't be easy to make it happen. At the RAF 05 press conference, the two engaged in a heated verbal exchange. The tension escalated after Nickal withdrew from a scheduled bout against Yoel Romero, with Covington sharply criticizing him, which led to a public call-out from Nickal for a future matchup. In a recent interview with MMA Fighting, Nickal said he's still targeting the fight, but admitted it will be difficult to convince Covington to accept his call-out for UFC White House.
Do you believe he would accept a fight against you? I guess that's the prime question. Do you think Colby would actually accept a fight against you?
That's the biggest problem is Colby's not dumb. You know, Colby's a smart guy. So, you know, he obviously, I don't think would want to accept a fight against me. I think he knows what I would do to him in a fight, and that would just not be really the best move for him in some ways, you know. And I think in other ways, you know, maybe he thinks that it's a win-win situation. Everybody would expect me to destroy him. He's also going to be able to compete on the White House card. So, you know, it's hard to say. I feel like he's probably, in his mind, you know, juggling a lot of things as well. Like, is it worth it for me to go get beat up in front of the whole world, you know, on the White House card? But hey, I still get to be on there. I still get to talk my crap, get my attention, this or that, because, you know, he's definitely a guy that's more focused on the negative than the positive. So, you know, it's hard to say. I think that's probably going to be the biggest obstacle, is just getting him to agree to it.
Sean O'Malley has opened up about the struggles fighters face with eating disorders after weight cuts. Many fighters have admitted to dealing with these issues, including Paddy Pimblett, who is well known for gaining a significant amount of weight outside of fight camp. On a recent episode of his Bro Malley show, Sugar described how he feels during fight week and how the weight cut takes a toll on his body. O'Malley explained that after making weight, he feels the urge to eat not out of hunger, but simply because he can, and all he wants is sugar.
It's the same amount of hours each week, each day, same amount of hours. Fight week feels so slow. Can't eat, pounding water. You're just looking forward to this day, Saturday. So Monday, Tuesday, it goes so slow. Fast forward to Sunday, after the fight, fly home. It's Sunday again, and I feel like it's been 24 hours. It's crazy how fast the week after a fight goes. It is mind-blowing. Just been snacking hella. I've been eating pretty clean. Every time, and I always say this after fights, if you haven't cut weight, you can't. It doesn't make sense. It's hard to understand. But after you cut weight and be disciplined for so long, and then you have that freedom the next week, it's like you just want to eat just because you can. Not even hungry. You just want to eat just because. So I've been dealing with that a little bit, having a lot of sweets. This sourdough sisters lady at the gym, she makes these sourdough Pop-Tarts, sourdough brownies, sourdough cinnamon rolls, and these sourdough cookies. And she gave me 2 boxes.
UFC President Dana White has shared some interesting insights about his role, or lack thereof, in matchmaking. For years, fans have criticized the UFC for questionable matchups and for denying title shots to deserving contenders. However, it seems the blame may not rest entirely with Dana. During testimony in the UFC antitrust lawsuit, White revealed that he no longer plays a role in matchmaking since Hunter Campbell joined the company. According to Dana, Hunter basically handles the whole business side of the fight game. Before the UFC's 2016 sale to Endeavor, Dana, Lorenzo Fertitta, Joe Silva, and Sean Shelby were all involved in matchmaking. Dana explained that decisions were made as a group and he had final approval. But since Hunter's arrival, White says he has had zero involvement in contract negotiations. What do you guys make of it? Are you surprised? Share your thoughts in the comments below. While a fighter earns accolades from the victories earned inside the cage, some fighters stand as inspirations for overcoming their personal and health battles outside it. In the case of former UFC champion Andrei Arlovski, the Belarusian veteran has battled cancer 3 times and continues to grow stronger. So, on his birthday, the ex-champ took a moment to inspire fans once again. On February 4th, Arlovski turned 47 and is scheduled to take on fellow former UFC fighter Ben Rothwell in a highly anticipated rematch. The last time they met, Arlovski defeated Rothwell via unanimous decision at UFC on ESPN4 in 2019. This time, they are set to square off inside the bare knuckle ring for the heavyweight title at BKFC Knucklemania 6 on February 7th. But with only 3 days remaining before the showdown, the former UFC champ addressed fans with an emotional post straight from a hospital bed before undergoing another surgery ahead of the BKFC event. He wrote, "I am 3-time survivor. From my past, cancer tried to break me 3 times. 3 battles, 3 times I chose to live. And today, I am 47. I'm still here, breathing, moving, fighting. By the way, my title fight is February 7th, because giving up was never an option. This situation taught me to listen, my body, protect my health, and respect recovery. Plus, of course, doctors and my family. Proud to stand with the Arlovski method. Training is not just to be strong, but to stay alive. To everyone who is fighting right now, you are not alone. Keep going." Here are the top 3 memes found on the internet. Number 3 meme was posted by Alpha Curve. Number 2 meme was posted by X Dreamy Vale. And number 1 meme was posted by Tony Has Died. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest MMA news.